never fall, but watching stars without you, my soul cries. Heaving heart is full of pain.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please be seated. Lauren, Ralph, before we start today, I just wanted to let you know the Michigan State score was 28-14, Michigan State. I'm Mickey. It is my great pleasure and my great honor to lead us all through today's ceremony in celebration of the love and commitment of Ralph and Lauren. Thank you all for being here. Your unconditional love and friendship are integral parts of what make this day possible. Can you all hear me? Yeah, okay. You have traveled near and far to embrace this couple as they cross a new threshold and embark on a new adventure. But your duties don't end at cocktail hour or even after last call on the steamboat after party. You are gathered here today because Ralph and Lauren chose you to bless their union. To keep them honest and to support them, to counsel them and to love them as they grow together through all the years to come. We also take this moment to recognize those who Ralph and Lauren carry in their hearts today. Lauren's grandparents, John and Dorothy McCabe, Grandpa Joseph Pozak, her godfather, Rob Pozak, her Aunt Brenda and her cousin Crystal Pozak, and Ralph's grandma, St. Isabel, and Uncle Emery Hertelendi. I have known Lauren for over 10 years. And I remember the first day I met her in a staff meeting at Environmental Charter High School, where she was about to become a first-year teacher. I remember sizing up her bright-eyed, effervescent demeanor and wondering how long it would be before the kids chewed her up and spit her out. Instead, she turned out to be one of the most talented, driven, and passionate educators I have ever known, and one of my best friends, too. During this time, unbeknownst to either of us, Ralph was stoking his passion for winemaking, making a go at the acting biz, not far from where Lauren lived. They were brought together by the power of fate. Just kidding, it was the internet. And the fact that Ralph set his dating radius at 1 mile.
Oh my God.
That website traffic is no joke.
You were supposed to say that.
But their first meeting was magical. So much so that Ralph was brave enough, just a couple dates into their relationship, to face the gauntlet of her closest friends gathered for her 30th birthday party. He later told me he, quote, wanted to lock it down after the first date. Ralph is a man who knows what he wants, and he's willing to risk a lot to get it. Luckily for all of us gathered here today, Lauren knows he's the one too. And we are able to witness their love of adventure and their love of each other bloom into a family. In that spirit, I would now like to call forward Lauren's Aunt Marilyn to read a passage by Wilfred A. Peterson.
I'm not looking at you.
All right. This is The Art of Marriage by Arthur Wilfred A. Peterson. It says, happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage must be created. In the art of marriage, the little things are the big things. It is never being too old to hold hands. It is remembering to say, I love you. At least once a day. Don't forget that. It is never going to sleep angry. It is at no time taking the other for granted. The courtship should not end with the honeymoon. It should continue through all the years. It is having a mutual sense of value and common objectives. It is standing together facing the world. It is forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family, just like today. It is doing things for each other's, not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy. It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor, which you both have. It is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is giving each other an atmosphere in which you can grow. It is finding room for the things of the Spirit. It is a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal. I'm working on it. Dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. It is not only marrying the right partner, it's being the right partner. It is discovering what marriage can be at its best.
Thank you. Thank you, Aunt Marilyn. Ralph and Lauren are united by many common bonds. A love of travel, a love of wine, a love of Bam Bam. That's their cat, y'all. They're both talented musicians and have a passion for the arts. They share a deep appreciation for family and, above all, a thirst for adventure. They chose each other in part because they share these common values. but they also chose each other because they recognize that their complementary differences make their union even stronger. Lauren loves Ralph's spontaneity. Ralph knows Lauren grounds him. Ralph wanted a James Bond themed wedding. Lauren said, "Okay, honey, how about just a jet ski though?" But wherever they travel, whether they're exploring Croatia, finding their way through Mykonos, eating cinnamon ice cream on the North Shore of Hawaii, or just enjoying a candlelit dinner on a Southern California beach, they find home in each other. With this friendship in mind, I would like to call forward Lauren's California dad, Bruce Reynolds, to read Marry Your Best Friend. Bruce?
Read for me. Ralph and Lauren,
Yeah, hold up the mic.
hold it up. Can you hear me? Okay. Marry your best friend. I do not say that lightly. Okay, is that better? Tough act. Marry your best friend. I do not say that lightly. Marry your best friend. I do not say that lightly or softly. Really, truly find the strongest, happiest friendship in the person you fall in love with. Someone who speaks highly of you, someone you can laugh with, the kind of laughs that make your belly ache and your nose snort. The embarrassing, earnest, healing kinds of laughs. Wit is important. Life is too short not to love someone who lets you be a fool with them. Make sure they are somebody who lets you cry, too. Despair will come. Find someone that you want to be there with you through these times. Most importantly, marry one that makes passion, love, and madness combine and course through you. A love that will never dilute, even when the waters get deep and dark. Thank you.
Thank you. In preparing for Ralph Lauren's special day, I looked back at a poem from my own wedding, Walt Whitman's Song of the Open Road, and it feels relevant today. I mean, an English teacher marrying a wanderlust-filled manly man. This is like the Walt Whitman of marriages, y'all. So, I share this excerpt with you today. However sheltered the port, and however calm the waters, you shall not anchor there. However welcome the hospitality that welcomes you, you are not permitted to receive it but a little while. Afoot and light-hearted, take to the open road. Healthy, free, the world before you, leading wherever you choose. Say only to one another, I give you my hand. I give you my love, more precious than money. I give you myself before preaching or law. Will you give me yourself? Will you come travel with me? Shall we stick by each other as long as we live? What do you think? This poem speaks to Ralph and Lauren because it captures two ideas this couple cherishes: growth and adventure. This couple is not complacent. This couple takes risk. This couple grows. They view life as a wonderful journey, and every challenge is a chance to step more fully into who each of them is meant to be. They are excited to be each other's roots as they grow together, and their life together is rooted in adventure. Ralph calls Lauren his partner in crime. Lauren is inspired by Ralph's infectious energy. In that spirit of growth, they've asked Ralph's cousin Mark to read these words from Captain Corelli's mandolin.
Good to see you.
Here too. Okay.
Love is a temporary madness. It erupts like volcanoes and then subsides. And when it subsides, you have to make a decision. You have to work out whether your roots have so entwined together that it's inconceivable you should ever part. Because that is what love is. Love is not breathlessness. It is not excitement. It is not the promulgation of promises of eternal passion. That is just being in love, which any fool can do. Love itself is what is left over when being in love is burned away, and this is both an art and a fortunate accident. Those that truly love have roots that grow towards each other underground, and when all the pretty blossoms have fallen from the branches, they find they are the one tree and not two.
Thank you.
Just laughing at this wedding.
Do you have water?
Okay, you partners in crime. This is it. You've each written your own vows. Ralph, would you like to go first?
Sure. Oh boy. It is at this moment, as I gaze into your beautiful eyes, that I think, is it too late to elope? Kidding aside, Lauren, you are not just my best friend, my travel companion, or just the love of my life. To me, you're much more than that. You're the most wholesome, noble, and amazing person I know. Over the years, you have challenged me intellectually and emotionally, and as a result, we've both triumphed over adversity, grown stronger together, and have become better because of it. We might not always see eye to eye, but when we disagree on something, we talk it out, we respect each other's points of views, and we learn from it. We grow. That's something I hope we'll always have, because open communication is one of the fundamental keys towards a successful marriage. I know I can be pretty stubborn sometimes, so. When I met you, I was a pretty insecure guy, and you helped me overcome a lot of my own insecurities because you played a big role in healing those wounds that I had, and you brought the man out in me. You are my nurturing rock, and you make my life complete. So I choose you, Lauren Jean McCabe, to be no other than yourself. I look forward towards growing old together, wrinkles and all, and still laughing my ass off with you when we're 100 years old. All right, the vows. I need a drink.
Not yet.
I vow to love, cherish, honor, and respect you, even beyond the grave. I promise to continue to explore the world with you and go on as many adventures together as possible, to be your co-pilot, your navigator, and to bring snacks on a road trip through life. I vow to do my best to listen more when we get into disputes. I vow to be a quality roommate. I will wash more dishes and clean the bathroom more often. Why did I write that? Scratch that. Probably most important to you, I vow to dedicate my Saturdays to support you and your MSU football team. I vow to listen to Hamilton with you 1,000,000 times, but I am not giving away my shot. I vow to tolerate your icy toes at night and make you coffee in the mornings. And lastly, I vow to go to war for you and defend your life with my ninja sword. And nunchucks. I promise to laugh with you, cry with you, and grow old with you. I love you with all my heart, and my heart is yours, and I'm devoted to you in every way. You are my favorite person, my better half, easily, and I choose you to be my life partner. I will always fight for you and never stop dating you. I marry you with no hesitation or doubt, and my commitment to you is absolute because I am the lucky one. I promise to support your dreams, respect our differences, and to love you and be by your side through all the days and nights of our lives. It took a while, but we're on the same page now. So let's join our two lives into one and together write the next chapter of this kick-ass Cinderella story. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. Love you mucho grande.
You can't kiss me yet.
Wait. Ready, Lauren?
Okay.
All right, my turn. Ralph. Although our love story didn't quite start out under the Eiffel Tower, as you like to tell people, I knew from the moment I met you that our story would be unique. As opposite as we are, we've somehow found a way to share our lives together in a way that honors each of our passions and celebrates each other's achievements. And I didn't always trust that we would make it to this moment. So let me start by thanking you for continuously pursuing me despite my uncertainty, and in turn allowing me to feel more certain today than ever that you're exactly the man I'm supposed to make these vows to. Ralph, I love you for your childlike wonder and the way you view the world as a playground of possibilities. I love you for the big dreams you have and the support you give me in achieving my own. You came into my life just after I set a 30 before 31 bucket list, and with your help, I checked off nearly every item and then some. You amplify my inner adventure and nurture my creative side. I love the way you constantly make me laugh at your silly jokes and the pure joy I see in your face when you succeed. To call you handsome would be an understatement, and I will always live to see those dimples when you smile. You never cease to amaze me with your piano playing, music making, language learning repertoire of hidden talents. To put it in Robert Parker terms, baby, you're my 100 plus. And so today, in front of my favorite people, I vow to you that I will celebrate your triumphs and love you all the more for your failures. I promise to be a true partner during tough times and to choose you always. I will be strong when you cannot be, hold your hand when words are not enough, and do my best Borat impression when the rest of that fails. I promise to always be the person you can share anything with as your best friend. I promise to support your continued growth and always seek to grow along with you, not away from you. I promise to be a good mother to our future children by being someone they can laugh with, look up to, and make mistakes with. I promise to teach them courage, empathy, and the Michigan State fight song. And finally, I promise to work on this relationship consistently by continuing to date you and pursue you the rest of my life so that you may always feel wanted and loved. For all that you are and all that you will be, I choose to share the rest of my life with you.
The rings, please.
You remember the ring, right?
May these rings be a daily reminder of the commitments you make today and of the limitless nature of your love for each other. Ralph, please place the ring on Lauren's finger.
All right. Is it this way?
That way?
This way?
Ralph, do you promise to support Lauren as your wife and partner, to love her, to honor her, and to cherish her light, and to wear green and white on Saturdays?
Go green.
Was that an I do?
That's what I do, yeah. I do.
Lauren, please place the ring on Ralph's finger.
I was born ready, baby.
Lauren, do you promise to support Ralph as your husband and partner, to love him, to honor him, and to cherish his light? And do you promise to wear black and silver on Sundays?
I do. I do.
Then by the power invested in me by the state of Nevada and the World Wide Web, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss.
I'm gonna dip you, baby. I'm gonna dip you.
You can wipe off your lips.
Nah, this lipstick is staying on forever, baby.
All right.
All right. Party! Is that it? Okay.
The family will process out first.
First of all, we have Mr. Aaron McCabe and Ann Hernalendi. Coming up next, we have Mr. Glenn Hernalendi and Annie Linkcliffe. All right, please join me in giving a warm welcome to the bride and the groom, Ralph and Lauren. Let's hear it for them. Big round of applause.
Lord Almighty, may the steeples ring in jubilation, celebrating the couple, newly beloved. We beseech you, take them under your guidance as you grasp the helm and steer them on a course toward the verdant islands of inspiration and fulfillment. Be their protector in their zigzag times of anguish. Be their calming consolation in their times of need. Strike the serpent down and shield them through a long creative life, bonded by maturity and mutual love. Radiate your love to the newly joined pair, to their families, to their gathered friends, and to all the greater circle here with us in spirit, but not in flesh. Let your grace shine down upon them forevermore. And send us your blessings too, O Lord, for this bountiful feast before us, through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Amen. I'm the groom papa here. Just say a few words. And the main thing here is everybody knows one of these two, but nobody knows the story of the other one. And because you don't know half the story, I'm here to fill you in on it. And both of them are admirable friends. They're Lauren and Ralph met each other through social media, and it was, I would say, love at first sight. And I think we've all reveled in their relationship today, coming to fruition. Anyway, a couple of notes here. The saga of Lauren and Ralph was a roller coaster life, was a roller coaster encounter, career turns, academic twists, amazing resilience in their lives, and great adaptability, which saved them more than once. The first meeting was, of course, on social media, and they canceled, I think, the first 2 meetings. And Lauren had given up hope about ever getting together with this guy. And then one of her friends said, "Oh, he looks okay. Why don't you go ahead with it anyway?" So Lauren is a big risk taker here. Lauren had already established herself as the answer to her family's prayers. Because in her family, there were 5 male grandsons that arrived, and no girls at all. And then Lauren arrived and saved the day for everyone. In high school, she went on to a career in music theater as a sideline. She got a lead in one of the big musicals they did called Bye Bye Birdie. And that's further show business than most of us ever get. She went on, switched careers, and became a teacher. And school started a soccer team, which I thought was sensational, even though the soccer team lost every single game they played. That was a learning lesson, maybe for the kids, maybe for Lauren. But the happy ending is that the last game of the season, they won the game. And thereupon, Coach Lauren got a ice-cold Gatorade shower. To this day, she still gets chills, and maybe chills of delight, but I think also chills on a cold night like this. Anyway, we'll go around to Ralph here, but I think that was the ultimate accolade that she got. And now, of course, she's moved up in the teaching world to where she's a teacher of teachers. When you do that, what happens is that the teacher is looking over the shoulder of the pupil, and Lauren is looking over the shoulder of the teachers and writing a report at the same time. And so when that occurs and the student gets anything learned, it's a miracle. Anyway, let's look at Ralph here for a minute. Ralph, from the start, decided that maybe this was the wrong planet for him. He had his mother Martha in labor for 48 hours. Somehow she has never forgotten that experience. Maybe Ralph has forgotten it, but she is not. In his later times, Ralph moved up in the world, but he had an academic seesaw. And he went to 3 high schools and 3 colleges, and he was not asked to leave any of them. He left voluntarily. Filling out applications. He was very good at it. Applications are more fun than schoolwork. So his trump card in all this was application after application. He got accepted everywhere. The reason he got accepted is that he had this wonderful essay, which he, I think, photocopied several times, and it started talking about his trials and tribulations. And it started with, "Denial isn't just a river in Egypt." And I think that cracked up all the application individuals, and he got accepted all over the map. So he's finished up extremely well. He started the wine business in our basement, and the Alcoholic Beverage Commission is still trying to shut us down. It was a startup speakeasy, and we're still trying to keep a low profile, so please don't let it get around too much. He had audacity, he had smarts, and he also started a soccer team of his own where he was both a manager and one of the players. But the big clincher in his career was where it turned out he had a super palate. And he could taste wines and tell if a couple of drops of rain had fallen into it, with the finesse of a super chef who can do a super menu. And he could do this much better than any of us. I'm going to tell you a story in that regard. One time he and his older brother Glenn were traveling around Spain, and they went to a winery, and the Spanish vintner came out there and trotted out his best red wines and said, "Well, what do you think?" Ralph made a statement something like this. He said, "Yeah, it's very good. But you know what would really be terrific if you added 3% Cabernet Franc, 2% Malbec, 3% of something else," and told him exactly what mixers to put in there. Well, the guy looked at him as though Ralph was crazy, and he went to the back room and he got out all these blending wines, and brought them out of the pipette and put them in the jar, mixed them all up, and brought it out, and then he tasted it. He tasted it and looked at Ralph, and he said, "Oh my God, this is good." So we decided after that that was the career for Ralph, and he was going the right direction. I can say in conclusion a couple of other remarks, none of which are too damaging to the reputation, so not to worry about this, Ralph. But today, Ralph makes wines to write home about, as some of you may have found. He's been winning accolades, and in print he's gotten ratings of his wines close to 100%. And you can say literally, that he got into the wine business with both feet. Is that accurate? Literally. Okay. We won't tie him down too much on that. In any case, with this loving couple, this winning level couple we have here on my right, I just want to say they're very endearing. I think all of us appreciate them enormously, joking aside. And my toast is for the two of them. We wish them good cheer, long life, good vibes, every blessed, and much love from all of us. Cheers.
Good evening. I'm so glad that all of us could be here to celebrate Ralph and Lauren. I'm Annie, and Lauren and I have known each other since we were born. Our parents were friends, and sometimes they would go out and leave us with a sitter. One time, it was New Year's Eve, Lauren thought it would be a great idea to cut up an entire stack of construction paper, and then at midnight, toss thousands of tiny pieces of confetti everywhere. And it was a great idea, until we had to clean it up. Lauren is one of the most confident, optimistic, and supportive people that I know. I've always looked up to her for her courage, and she even generously loaned me some courage when we were kids, and she convinced me to sing The Little Mermaid with her in a talent show. But she was a natural on the stage. But Ralph, I know she won't be acting when she brings that confidence and optimism to her new role as wife. Thank you for making her so incredibly happy. We are all blessed to celebrate your love on this beautiful day. So let us raise our glasses to the bride and groom and wish them a lifetime of love and joy. Cheers.
I think that's how you pronounce it. Herdlandy, is that right? Yeah. No, I guess everybody, as I mentioned, my name is Glenn. Ralph's brother. I'm not going to sing tonight, but okay. So I guess, yeah, my name is Glenn, as already been mentioned. I'm happy to be here for such a momentous occasion, and for the next 3 or 4 hours, I'd just like to talk about, actually, I've decided to do an interpretive dance of Ralph and Lauren's relationship over, yeah, so I hope that you don't mind that, just, I'm going to get the music going in a little bit, but then before I actually start twerking, I'm going to start saying a couple words. I should probably say a few words about the couple, and so I guess I've seen Ralph grow up from, I guess, a young age. He's 36 years now, and yeah, from when we first bought him at the supermarket for $17, which is negotiated down from 22. And then when we've seen him everything from like playing baseball, surfing, and I guess as being the older one, I was always supposed to be the example, the role model. But he actually did well despite that, with all the having such a horrible example. But then I've always admired Ralph for his passion. He's always been passionate about his projects, whether it's playing golf, playing baseball, acting, wines, and now his new project, I guess, is, well, I mean, not his new one, but it's Lauren. So you can tell I guess we're pretty happy to have her as part of the family now. And I know that Ralph, having met Lauren, is a very different person. He's not the man-child that we all knew him to be. He's and so we're so she's been like a really good influence on him, and so he's almost unrecognizable, but from a guy we've already known and loved. So it's nice to see him actually becoming a good person. But I think that no, but I'm really happy to see this couple. I mean, there's really two things that I think are really ideal in a relationship. It's that being able to be the person you are, not feeling you have to change, and also that you can feel that the person's going to be there for you when you can't really, I guess, pick up the slack. But I really feel that you guys make a great team, and I'm really happy that you can to be here to witness this new chapter in your life. And yeah, so congratulations to you both. Welcome, Lauren, and I guess we'll be seeing a lot more of you in the coming years. So yeah, thanks.
I got like the other sheets in my coat. Shh. Hi. So everybody that doesn't know me, I'm Aaron. I'm Lauren's older brother. Even though back when she was teaching in LA, her students thought I was the younger one, a fact that I like to rub in constantly. So after 2 years and 9 months of pure peace and quiet in my life, Lauren was born. Now, I met her for the first time, and I remember my parents asking if we could keep her, and of course they said no. Even getting a dinosaur puzzle as a present would not change my answer. My parents, however, went against my wishes and brought her home. Although I'm pretty sure in some of Lauren's teenage years, my parents thought back to what I had said and considered it. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my sister. We have had some great times together. She's always been there for me when I needed her. She's strong, thoughtful, honest, caring. We have had some, excuse me, we have a number of adventures together, including road tripping to New York City with a stop in Toronto where she proceeded to lose the car keys down the toilet, and we had to destroy the van's gas cap to access it, and then proceeded to drive down the road with a duct tape gas cap to the side of the car, which got a lot of looks when we went and stopped for fuel in New Jersey, where they had full service gas stations, and they had to remove all the duct tape to fill it up. So when I first heard about Ralph and that he was a winemaker, I was a little skeptical why my sister was really with him. See, my sister loves wine, and when I say loves wine, she's a lush. That's okay, she gets that from my mom. And I thought maybe she was just with him to support her habit. But after I got to meet Ralph and see Lauren with him, I could see how much and how happy he has made her, and not just because wherever he goes, he's got a couple bottles of wine with him. He treats her well, takes care of her when needed, and supports her in achieving all her goals and aspirations. I could not pick a better guy for my sister to fall in love with and share her life with. Now, Ralph, I have some advice and words of wisdom since I've spent a number of years growing up with Lauren and living with her. 1, she is not a morning person. It is best you do not speak until spoken to. If you do, there will be consequences. It is not pretty. She is a shrewd businesswoman and will exploit your weaknesses. See, I have an allergy to peanuts. And growing up, we would go trick-or-treating, and I would try to trade her my candy that had peanuts in it for her candy without. She quickly learned to exploit my allergy, and apparently one non-peanut piece of candy was worth 4 peanut pieces of candy. So, number 3, if you try to wake her up before she is ready, you better be rubbing her back. See, growing up, I got the Aaron, get your ass out of bed. My sister, however, on the other hand, got a nice back rub to wake her up. You can thank my dad for that. She was spoiled. Well, I think that's enough advice. If I give you any more, I may be pushed off the boat later and end up at the bottom tomorrow. So, in all seriousness, I love my sister, and while I give her a lot of shit, she is an amazing woman, and I'm so proud of the person she's become. She is hardworking, passionate about life and her family. Lauren is an amazing aunt to my daughter Mia, and Mia adores Lauren, or Aunt Lolo, as she calls her. She will also be a great godmother to my son Aiden, and will make sure he grows up a Spartan fan. I wish you all the happiness in the world. Cheers. Oh, go green.
Hi, I'm Ralph's sister Ann, and I actually didn't write my speech until the drive up here because whatever, I was flaking out, I guess. But I was thinking, you know, what do people want to hear at a rehearsal? Actually, this is the wedding. Sorry, not the rehearsal dinner. A wedding dinner speech, and I think something that's really wonderful about these events is that we get to share stories. So, how many of you are meeting Ralph for the first time tonight? Just raise your hand. First time. Okay, a couple of you. How many of you only just met him when he started dating Lauren, including Lauren? Raise your hand, Lauren. Okay, awesome. Okay, great. So my brother Glenn did such a great job of roasting Ralph that I actually want to share with you something really awesome about Ralph. For those of you that don't know him yet, and Lauren, this is just a great story I haven't told you yet, so it's just good to hear. One thing I want you to know about Ralph, and what you're kind of getting into here, in a good way. Glenn already talked about the bad stuff. We're covered. Man. And he caught it on video too, so yeah, yeah, we'll delete that part. There was a time 10 years ago where I was really, really sick, and I needed medical attention, and Ralph and I had been hanging out, we were playing pool or something, and then we came home, and I got really, really sick, and without getting into too many details, I was really tired, and I was torn between going to the hospital or going to sleep. And I told Ralph, I said, Ralph, I'm really sick, but I'm really scared. And it's the most scared I've ever been in my life. I've never had a situation that was that scary. And I said, Ralph, can you just stay around and make sure that I don't need medical assistance throughout the evening? And it was totally inconvenient for him. He certainly was not going to sleep well, but he totally stood by my side and was there for me, and I was able to handle everything the next day, and everything was fine. And I didn't want to get too personal, but you kind of have to when you're telling a meaningful story. And so what I want to tell you, Lauren, is, yeah, Ralph, man-child, well, yeah, all that. But at the end of the day, if you ever find yourself just in a bad way, he's going to be there for you, and he's going to take care of you, and you're going to be okay. So the blessing I want to bring here is just, I know you're both going to take such great care of each other, and just love you both, and I'm so happy to have you in the family.
Wow, how do I follow all that? All right, as just introduced, I am Larry McCabe. I'm the father of the bride. My toast probably isn't going to be as much of a roast as some of the others, but it's going to be very heartfelt. So let me begin. As I look at Lauren, I can't help but reflect on the years I was lucky enough to watch her grow and become the beautiful woman she is today. She captured my heart the day she was born, and I became more and more in awe of her as the years passed by. She's my baby girl, my princess, my sun, my ray of sunlight, and no matter what her age, she'll always be those things to me. We did a lot of things. Lauren was always very good at crafting birthday cards, Father's Day cards. And I would swell with pride every time that, my heart would swell with pride every time she would send me a birthday card or Father's Day card, and she always signed it, "Your just-alike daughter, Lauren Jean." There were special other little things that we did together, like when I was teaching her how to change the tire on her first car. Even though she got that first flat, when she got that first flat, my phone rang and I had to run to her rescue. However, she did still change that tire. In the times that we spent together, traveling first to California and then to New York for that new job interview, Lauren's heart remained in California, and after about a year on the East Coast, she returned to the West. Shortly thereafter is when she met Ralph. It didn't take long for us to realize Ralph was a sometimes quirky and sometimes spontaneous side to him. When he and Lauren visited Michigan in October for an MSU game, it was a homecoming game, we had the opportunity to take him up to where Debbie and I are building a condominium. And the first opportunity he had, he gave a new meaning to go jump in the lake. And I'm going to leave it just at that. I could spend a lot more time traveling down memory lane, but I'd probably start hearing snores, so I'll start to move on. Today, as I watch her marry a wonderful man, I'm filled with pride and confident that she and Ralph are about to embark on a wonderful journey filled with the love and happiness that can only come as man and wife. May the two of you always treat each other with love, compassion, and kindness. Lauren, you never had the opportunity to meet your Grandpa John. I'm sure today that he is looking down upon you, his only granddaughter, with pride as much as I am. And he's probably stating one of the many Irish proverbs he usually liked to quote. May your grass always be green, may your skies be forever blue, may God bless the Irish and the Spartans, and may God bless you. So now I ask you to join me in congratulating the bride and groom and wishing them all the best for a long and happy life together. However, before we raise our glasses, I have a couple of words of advice for Ralph. To keep your marriage brimming with love in the loving cup, whenever you're wrong, admit it. Whenever you're right, shut up. To Lauren and Ralph, cheers.
But Ralph and I are just so thankful that you all made the journey up here, or down here, or over here, wherever you came from, with us today. And we couldn't have done this without you. We wanted to be surrounded by the people that we love in our life, and you're all here for that reason. And so thank you for being here, and thank you for showing love, and we love you.
There's not much to add to that. You guys are all amazing, beautiful, wonderful, awesome people, and I would never want to celebrate today without you guys. So when the guest count was 140 people, I was a little nervous this morning. Might have thrown up and lived up to my name. Ralph! But when I got here, I was like, I love all you guys. I really do. You guys are awesome. So let's party tonight. Let's have a great time. I want people who don't dance, I want you guys to dance on the dance floor tonight. There's a picture booth over there. They're there till 10. So thank you guys so much for coming.
And we'll see you guys on the boat afterwards.
All right, here we go.
Very nice, thank you. Yeah, no Actually, that's really good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the bride and the groom in their first dance, Lauren and Ralph. bride and the groom.
Nobody else in the world. I was enough for her not long ago. I was her number one, she told me so, and she still means the world to me, just so you know. So be careful when you hold my girl. Time changes everything, life must go on. I'm not gonna stand in your way. I loved her first, I held her first, and a place in my heart will always be hers. From the first breath she breathed, when she first smiled at me, I knew the love of a father runs deep. And I pray that she find you someday, but it's still hard to give her away. I loved her first. How could that beautiful woman with you be the same freckled face kid that I knew? One that I read all those fairy tales to, tucked into bed all those nights. And I knew the first time I saw you with her, it was only a matter of time. I loved her first, I held her first, and a place in my heart will always be hers. From the first breath she breathed, when she first smiled at me, I knew the love of a father runs deep. And I prayed that she'd find you someday, but it's still hard to give her away. I loved her first. From the first breath she breathed, when she first smiled at me, I knew the love of, I loved her first.
Ah, yes, very nice. Time for our mother-son dance. Another beautiful song.
Kids, this is Gabby. like you did to me. Oh why can't well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I'll watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and brightness of blue. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. See friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
All right, let's hear it for them. All right, you guys ready to do a little partying? We're going to do this on the count of 3, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right.
Home never bothered me anyway. It's funny how distance makes everything feel right. Short range, hanging, frozen fractals all around. One thought whispers. desnudarte a besos despacito. Como las paredes de tu laberinto. Está en un fuego todo un manuscrito. Sube, sube. Pero quiero ser tu reina. Haciendo la fiesta. Despacito. Quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído. Para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Despacito. Quiero desnudarte a besos despacito. Say what you do.